Alright guys, this is a video on the law of attraction and how to build success. The way to build success is by you know you gotta work with the mass universe. You gotta work with the things you have, the objects of matter that you have. You gotta constantly you know you gotta constantly I had a video on this earlier. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It's weird. It's like someone took it down or something. I don't know where it is. It might be on Instagram. I might just not be able to find it. But I know you have to, you know, constantly reach for the things that are yours, that are matter, and you're supposed to, grab them, put them to use, and constantly work on building to get more of those things. Not the same type of matter, like a phone. You're not supposed to try to get the same type of phone or the same phone. Or like a phone, you're not supposed to try to get a phone, like the same thing. You're not supposed to try to do that. You're supposed to try to use your things to, you know, to gain more things like soap and things. You buy them online. That's how you use your phone. You use your phone by, you know, to buy things like that. You constantly build on building wealth that way. The best thing you can do is gain a free source of energy that isn't yours, that you're not paying for a while. Constantly go back to it, and charge your things that are like batteries. You're supposed to keep batteries that are chargeable. You charge your things there, like at a library or any convenience store that has an outlet. You charge your things there. You don't stay there too long though. That's a waste of time. But if you can't stay someone like a friend's home or family member's home, you stay there. You charge your thing. If it's at the library, you're like reading a comic book or something, or a book on hypnosis, you can't do that. You can charge your things there for a while. I mean, I'd say about half an hour. I would have said too long reading that book, And then there's like, and there's like, we're just doing things like that. That's convenient ways to earn money. You earn money by earning energy into your phone. That's how you do it. Then you should take advantage of those free sources of energy. That's really important. You do that, and that's a way to earn free pennies. Earn free pennies. Pennies are valuable, guys. Trust me. It's really important to do that. It's really important to earn pennies. Every penny you earn can earn you a fortune in the future. $30,000 possibly. Through some kind of reward from someone that rewards success being built constantly, every day. I would say every day, not one time. Because you gotta do it every day. Every time you got a chance. Whenever you can stop by a family member's house to do that, or a friend's house, you should do that. Take batteries that are chargeable. Portable batteries that are chargeable, preferably high capacity batteries bigger than the 10,000 mAh. Like I know some people have. And it's best to get high capacity batteries like those to do so. And You know, it's best to never get fluorescent light bulbs. It's best to get always LED or another alternative, like not incandescent light bulbs, but something that is low energy waste. You know, something that wastes less energy than the fluorescent light bulb. You know, fluorescent light bulbs are bad because they have mercury in them. They cause autism if you're exposed to the mercury, and they cause brain disorders that don't allow you to perceive the world correctly because of that. You know, so you know it's best to always reach for alternative sources of energy, you know, to make sure that you have ways of saving money. You know, fluorescent light bulbs waste too much energy. You know, like we know it's bad to waste energy because it costs money. You know, the more money you have, the more you can reach for success with. You can buy something at the store. You know, like I've learned from some people, like, you know, some coconut water, you know, some a 2 liter soda. You know, that's what I've learned. You know, so if money does that, you know, it's best never to spend too much money on Amazon or anything like that. You know, but it's best to get what you need, and if someone's in the house that can throw things away, it's best to always lock those things up somewhere in your own drawers. You know, have somewhere where you put those things all the time. It's best to try to wash them yourself sometimes. You know, that's how you attract that respect from that person. You know that you have your things on your own. They're not supposed to throw them away, like, you know. And if you throw them away, you're supposed to ask if they threw them away and ask them to pay for it if you can't find the object, because you know they threw the object away. If they don't pay for it, just take it whatever you want out of their house, you know, by force. You know, just drink it, eat it. You know, I say drink it, not eat it. You know, because the food is free normally. You know, it's like a restaurant that offers free food. You're supposed to drink everything that, you know. Like I've learned from some people, you know. I've learned that, you know. So it's best to do that, you know. You know, I used to do that too, you know. I was like, you know, just doing that. I was like complaining about everything, just drinking, you know, free juice and stuff, free soda. And I really get coconut water and, you know, vitamin water and things like that, you know. It's funny. Damn, I hear shit, like people fighting. That's not normal, you know. That's just the drugs and the mercury in the brain. That's not normal. That's just people, you know, talking about success and how to build it, you know, giving each other ideas, like I heard for a second. That's how you hear it, you know. It's like a low density noise, like, you know, like this. Like that like a low density noise in the ears. Just sounds that way to people who've been on drugs, you know. It's an irreversible thing in some people because of, you know, how paranoid they act. You know, you can just attract that into their ears. You know, it could be reversible if you move to a different area, though. You know, it's like moving to a different area can do that. You know, have you attract that. You know, we heard those people arguing like that normally. You just as soon as they're going back into their cars after the argument, and it's best that than nothing. But that's not normal. You know, the normal thing to hear is what I said earlier. You know. Just living here for the bitches. That's all the advice I've got to give for now, guys. Hopefully I find that video. Bye.